record this without any further interruptions. But I'm in Connecticut. I came to see J Balvin, so yay! I love him. But I'm with my kids, so it's a little bit noisy. So forgive me for that, or I'll just cut it off and I don't know, maybe do the shit later. But today's spirit wants me to touch on abandonment, and I know we've all experienced being abandoned by someone at some point in our life, and it's a shitty feeling. But it's even worse when you feel abandoned by a parent, and this is inner child healing that needs to take place, is what Spirit's saying. Now, an inner child healing is something that is hard, because you have to actually go back and connect with who you once were, your true self, And I did that through cathartic release, which was a breathing technique that I did. But it was very helpful to me because I think I just cried for like an hour. I allowed myself to go back to those specific moments that I distinctly remember feeling like I was irrelevant to my father, feeling like I did not matter to him. And as a child, you pretend that doesn't bother you because there's other kids around, or you don't want no one to know that your feelings are hurt. But now, as an adult, you realize that you keep getting presented with the same situations, with people repeatedly abandoning you, because that's your fear. And when that's your fear, that's what you keep creating, and since you haven't healed it, it keeps resurfacing. So we're going to try to work on this. Now, for me, in going back to my inner child healing, I literally just allowed myself, I went back and I thought about the moments where I literally felt like I did not matter, like phone calls I would have with him, or telling me, oh, I can't see you because of whatever reason, or friends, they were my friends, but my father was sleeping with their mothers, which apparently he did that a lot. And he would tell them that he was going to take them on vacation and take them here and do all these things with them. And I remember feeling heartbroken because I was like, why is he taking you? I'm his only daughter. Why would he not take me? And, there was a lot of situations that made me feel abandoned by my father. And honestly, I haven't talked to him probably a decade, maybe longer now. But, it takes a toll on you because those are people that gave you life. They brought you into this world, and they're supposed to be there for you and help guide you through it, not just leave you to the wolves, And that's kind of what happened. So you feel abandoned, you feel afraid, and that kind of destroys your trust from a very young age. It's showing you, you're looking at yourself like you're not lovable and that you can't depend on the people you're supposed to be able to depend on. So it is important to heal your inner child, because that is the only way you're going to get past this cycle of abandonment, okay? And I know it's hard, and if I find anything else that I think might be helpful, I will try to post it, but Spirit really wants you to surrender that, okay? You have to give up the abandonment feeling and understand that every situation isn't going to be the same, okay? Like, yes, it did happen to you, and yes, it might keep cycling over because it's something you're holding on to and you haven't released yet. But once you do, you can start making steps towards better decisions and stop being so afraid, okay? But accept who you are, love who you are. You're an individual, and regardless if you were abandoned, given up, neglected, whatever it was that happened to you, you are you. You are important, and I love you if nobody else does, okay? Understand that you are a beautiful being, and you serve a purpose in someone's life, okay? Just because you don't know what purpose you serve, or you think you haven't served a purpose, you'd be surprised the impact you leave on people's lives, even the briefest moments. Okay, so please surrender your fear to abandonment, because that's hindering you right now from being able to be in a loving relationship that is truly going to be beneficial for you. Okay, and also you have to give up your addictions. Now, addictions can be anything, okay? They can be food, sex, overworking, money, alcohol, drugs, you name it, you can be addicted to the shit. Video games. So, Spirit's asking you to understand that your thoughts create your reality. And a lot of people go into, what is it? A lot of people try to deal with their own shit by themselves, and they self-medicate. And by self-medicating, it's going into the addictions that I just listed, where it's something that'll give you temporary pleasure and you're only satisfied for that moment, but then afterwards you feel shitty, or you consistently drink, or you consistently smoke, whatever it is to tune out the noise. And if you look at your life and look at how busy you make yourself and how much time you don't allow yourself to just sit there and feel what's really happening in your life, you'd be surprised. So you have to surrender these addictions in order to be able to sit with yourself, in order to truly be in alignment with you and understand what is happening to your life and actually feel your feelings in order to get past it. As long as you're dependent on all of these things to fill the void that you feel you have inside of you, you're not going to heal, you're not going to be whole again. You have to stop depending on these things to fill a void that only you can fill. You have to heal it by loving yourself. You have to heal it by forgiving yourself. So please, I know it's hard to give up these substances, and it's okay. Go to rehab, go to a therapist, get help, speak to somebody. Whatever addictions. They have freaking meetings for fucking sex addictions, food addictions. They have all types of shit these days. It's amazing. But Spirit wants you to really look at yourself and look at your addictions, because some people don't even realize they're addicted. But look at how often you're doing this. Write the shit down. Keep a log of the things that you're doing, how much you're doing, so that way you have a better idea. And while you're doing it, also pay attention to how you feel in the moment that you do it, and feel after. And try to have a day where you just don't do any of those things and see how you feel about yourself, okay? Like, truly, because the only way to get past all of these things is you have to do the inner child healing. You have to do that work and give up the addictions, because the addictions only, they blur, they make everything foggy, it makes everything tolerable for that moment. You can deal with it because it's like, okay, it's not that bad. I can survive another day. It's not that bad. And all it's doing is dumbing down all of your fucking feelings. Like, don't do that. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to be present in this moment, okay? So once you do those things, you will truly find peace, okay? And be grateful for all the things that you have, because you probably have more than a lot of people have. So just be appreciative of the things you have and the people that you have in your life, because not everyone has good people. Not everyone has people that loves them. Not everyone has people that are supportive and will be there for them. So be grateful when you have people like that. Truly appreciate them. Appreciate the people that are honest with you and that really love you. Okay? So once you deal with your inner child and you surrender your addictions, you will find peace, okay? You will find a level of peace, and that is where you need to be in order to be in complete alignment, in order for things to start flowing in. And as I said, your thoughts create your reality. So if you're constantly afraid of being abandoned, you're going to continue to be abandoned. So please, do the inner child work, do the inner child healing. Find something that is beneficial for you, something that calls to you. Your soul knows what you need to do. So Google it, type it in, and they will give you multiple things. Your soul will take you to whatever one it is that you need that will work best for you, okay? For me, it was a cathartic release. It was a breathing. It was amazing. So whatever works for you, okay? And you have to release your attachment to the results of what's going to happen, okay? Spirit wants you to do everything by the book, and by the book means the right way. There's no really right or wrong. Everything is a matter of perspective and opinion. but basically the lens of the law, you know, don't kill nobody, don't do no mean shit, don't do to people that you don't do something to somebody else that you don't want done to you, basically. So do things the right way, take your time, be patient with it, don't try to take shortcuts, because then you're gonna fuck up. So if you're taking time to build something, then build it day by day, take a little bit off, you know, keep building towards that. And make each day count. You know, we don't know when our last day is going to be, so please, you have fears, whatever it is, release the fears. You have people you haven't spoken to, speak to those people, let them know you love them, because you might live forever, the other person might not. You know, you don't know when anyone's going to die, so why play these games? Why always hide? Why always go into this hermit mode and isolate yourself from everyone? You can't keep isolating yourself, because you're yourself causing yourself to feel abandoned, because you keep isolating and going into seclusion. You know, you have to step out of that. And I know it's scary, because I'm working on that now. And the closer I get to people, I find myself wanting to retreat and shut down. So it's a process for me to remain open. And the way I find that I can remain open is by being honest about what's going on with me and how I'm feeling. So I just explain, like, listen, this is what's going on with me. I'm sorry if I'm not talking so much, or if I've kind of shut down, just so that they understand that it's not them and it's something I'm dealing with. So, you know, like I said, the things that I go through, I talk to you guys because there's shit that I've gone through or I'm going through now, and I'm working on it, and I can only try to give you the best advice that's been helpful to me. Okay, so just make each day count. Live it like it's your last, because you're never going to have these moments again. So even if your kid's driving you fucking crazy, look at them and just know you will never have that moment again. And if it was your last moment with them, you would love that moment. Even if it was a horrible moment, you would love it, because they're there and they're with you and you love them. Okay? So, in surrendering, you know, your attachment to results, that will allow everything to be completed, okay? Because then you're allowing the flow to take place and everything will be released. So whatever you've been doing, relationships, whatever it is, a conclusion is within reach. It is coming, you know. So whether you're ready for it, you're not ready for it, if you planned it, didn't plan it, it is coming. So allow yourself to accept this change, allow it to happen, okay? And truly, like, you have to do the inner work that's hard and painful. Do that, so that way this cycle can come to completion and bring you the new one, because they're saying that the door that's closing now, it's probably not going to be reopened. And if it does reopen, it's not going to be for a long time. So don't miss out on any opportunities because you're afraid, okay? Please just do the work, okay? And if you need help, then reach out and ask for help. But, you know, allow all these things to end so that way you can have your new beginning. Alright? I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for watching. Bye.